Peace and love, y'all. Sending you all positive vibrations and good vibes. So today's video is going to be interesting. I am going to talk about how I felt when I was cheated on. And this happened to me in college. So yes, it was a real relationship. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So I was cheated on by a young lady in college, and I will, of course, omit her name from this so she doesn't have to feel away. But now she's taught me so much in my life. I still have a friendship with her now. I still speak to her now. The relationship is great. The friendship is great. But she just taught me so much that I didn't know that I was dealing with as a man, right? A lot of insecurities, of course, and we'll get into that as we progress into the story. But this is probably my junior year of college. I would say my junior year of college, if I remember correctly. And I was dealing with a young lady at the time. I've been dating her probably on and off since my freshman year. And of course, as I was dating her on and off, I was doing the most, as they would say. I was cheating. I wasn't doing things that a man should be doing, right? If I'm a true man and I've really come into the understanding of being a real man, men don't cheat. Men don't take advantage of women. And that's kind of where I was still at in my life. I was still struggling with being truthful and not cheating on women. And this is kind of how it all unfolded. So this young lady never cheated. She wasn't a cheater. She was very much so a good girl, as they would say. But like the old song says, how do good girls go bad? Well, it's because of the man, right? And I was the reason why she ended up cheating on me. So long story short, I ended up cheating within the relationship. Now we're in my junior year. We were on and off throughout that time. And as we get into my junior year of college, she happens to cheat on me, right? And she's never cheated prior to this. But, karma, right? And karma is real, or some people don't believe in that, or let's just say energy. Energy is going to balance itself. And the way that I was and the way that I treated her, my energy was going to balance. What I mean by that is for someone that's always constantly cheating on a woman and doing the most to her, eventually it's going to come back to you. And that's kind of what happened. And I remember this like yesterday. She actually cheated with a gentleman that I know, or one of my brothers, I would say. Not my real brother, but, my brother in arms, as they would say. But she and ended up cheating with somebody that I knew, and I was really close with, and that was a real good friend to me. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. And when I mean it hit me like a ton of bricks, I think my ego was more shattered at first because it was somebody that I knew. So now people knew about it and people were talking about it. So I was very big on how people perceived me, how people saw me, what people thought about me, things of that nature. So the fact that people now knew that I was cheated on by my ex, of course. But sorry, well, not my ex at the time, but my girlfriend at the time, but with one of my friends. And a lot of people knew my friend. My friend was also very popular in school. So that caused my ego to go even more into a state of what's where I'm looking for, into a state of emergency, where now I'm fearful about everyone that knows. First and foremost, I'm fearful about how many people know. Then I'm wondering, how long ago did she cheat on me? How long ago do these people know? And this is really all irrelevant. This is really just my ego and me being uncomfortable with the situation, and then fear, of course, coming from that, right? We fear things that we don't understand. That's a big thing in life. And I'm still uncovering that aspect of life. But as she cheated on me, she cheated on me with one of my friends. And I remember actually trying to confront my brethren. So I actually called my brethren on the phone. He didn't answer the phone at that time. However, this is like, man law, you're not supposed to call more than once. Yeah, get that. I definitely called and blew his phone up. I probably called maybe 4, 5, 6 times in a row. And then eventually he texted me back saying, yo, I'm actually in the club right now, and I want to speak to you about what happened, my brother. And, I definitely apologize. I was trying not to cheat. Sorry, I was trying for you not to get cheated on with your girl. But yeah, man, I couldn't help myself. And it took me back. I saw that text. I read the text. And of course, I'm just like, yo, it's real. She did cheat with one of my homies. I can't believe she cheated on me with one of my homies. And this is one of my homies that I chill with, and we hang out, we bang, like, we cool. So the fact that he did that, but the fact that he's now telling me that, yo, he didn't mean for it to happen, but it kind of happened. You know how that goes. So now we speak probably a day or two later, and I'm on the phone with him, speaking to him, and I asked him, like what happened, and he kind of just, kind of told me the story and kind of told me a little bit of the back end story, how things unfolded. But he was like, yeah, so I wasn't really trying to do it, but we're here now. And at the end of the day, brother, like, she cheated on you for a reason, and you should be okay with that. Like, the way you move, and you know the things that you've done. And I can't remember every ins and out of the conversation, but it definitely was more like, nah, bro, like I really do appreciate you for telling me, brother, and being upfront for it. Because a lot of people would have kept it quiet, kept it secret, and would have never said anything. So the fact that my brethren actually came back and told me and let me know what happened, I definitely was like, okay, I appreciate you. And the same thing with her. She actually came out and told me as well too, a couple of days later, about the incident and what happened. So I definitely give both of them credit for being so mature about the situation, especially my brethren, right? Because most men, when we get in those kind of predicaments, especially when we're young, especially our junior year of college, we're not trying to think of the next person. We're not even trying to think of the fact to try to deflect the woman, right? To not even go down that rabbit hole. Where he actually tried not to go down that rabbit hole. But end of the day, we're humans, temptation. So he fell into the temptation, and vice versa, same for her. And I deserved it on the back end. Like, I've done so much to that young lady. This was her right to get back at me. Or like I said, karma. Karma got me. But a big thing that kind of happened after the fact was that, of course, I felt isolated, right? I felt alone, as they would say. I really didn't want to go on campus. I didn't want people to see me on campus because, of course, right, I had this persona that I created for myself where I felt that I was the coolest thing since what did they say back in the day? You were the coolest thing since sliced bread or something to that extent. I can't remember the exact same, but I thought I was cool. I thought I was fresh. I thought I was untouchable, as they would say. And of course, now this happened. And everyone knew about it. It wasn't quiet. It wasn't kept secret. Everybody knew that Marcel was cheated on. Or at least in my mind, everybody knew. So that made it 10 times worse. So now I'm being fearful about me creating a whole nother reality for myself. And the reality of everyone knowing and not knowing, and how do they feel about it, and what are they saying about me, where it's more like, so relax. End of the day, you really shouldn't care about what people say. And the reality is, you deserve what you did. But of course, the ego's still the ego. So my conscience is saying this to me, but I can't really accept all this. All I'm accepting is how I'm being viewed, how people are looking at me. And then the funny thing is, I remember this dude from a fraternity. I won't say what fraternity, because me and him are cool to this day. But he gave me a perspective, and he was kind of like, yo, the way Marcel moves, he deserved to get cheated on. And the fact that she cheated on him with his homeboy, yo, to be honest, Marcel deserved every last bit of that, especially for how Marcel put her through hell and has done this, that, and the third. And the fact that I heard another man say that about me, who's kind of, he gets a lot of women, meaning a lot of women like him, and he kind of does his thing. But for another man to say that, who's kind of living, I wouldn't say too much of a dog life like me, but he was out here in these streets, as they would say. But for him to say that, it kind of made me sit back and take a step back and be like, yo, hold up, sir. The fact that another human being who kind of cheats, or, let me not say cheats, I don't know if you ever cheated on this girl, but has more than one woman that he's talking to, if he's saying this about you and says that you deserve this for the way that you've been treating her and the way that you've been treating this woman and how you've been doing too much to this woman, it kind of made me take a step back and be like, you know what, sir? You deserve every last bit of this. This is the first time I've ever heard a man not be on the man's side and be like, yeah, bro, it's cool to cheat. Don't worry about it. This, that, and the third. But the fact that he said this in his junior year kind of made me sit back and was like, okay, you know what? I need to reflect. And I need to reflect on what I did. So the more reflection I did on that, the more I understood where that brother was coming from, saying that, yo, Marcel deserves this. And I'm glad that this happened to me. And it gave me peace of mind. Because at the end of the day, I was warring on the inside. I didn't feel good for being cheated on. I felt less than, right, as a man, because now not only was I cheated on, but the woman did it with one of my brethren. So now I feel a way about that. I care about how I'm being viewed, and I feel this small on the inside. Where before I felt this big on the inside. Now everything just came came everything just came back and slapped me in the face, as they would say. So dealing with that and just looking at myself and realizing that, yo, Sel, you're in a real funk right now. And usually women don't ever put you in a funk, but you're in a funk because you were cheated on. And not only because you were cheated on, you feel now less than. You feel that you're not cool, you're not this. And it just took me to a place where I've never been and I never thought I would be in. So it allowed me kind of to see how a woman would feel, as she's being cheated on. Yeah, it's a bit different. We kind of handle ourselves differently as far as emotionally and how we handle with emotion. But it allowed me to see that she was dealing with a lot of emotion. And I'm dealing with a lot of emotion. And a lot of this emotion, I really don't know how to deal with because I've never gone through something this heartbreaking. I've never gone through something this humiliating, where I feel humiliated, where I feel like every time I'm going on campus, people are laughing behind me or laughing behind my back. But it was the best thing to me that happened because it allowed me to take a step back and realize, A, what I was doing wasn't right, meaning cheating on women. The way that I was dealing with women wasn't right. And it allowed me to start to do better. I didn't ultimately change everything. I did stop cheating on women, I can say that. But everything else took its time, as it's still taking its time now, and how I interact and deal with women. But yeah, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It freed me from so much fear, so much anxiety that I dealt with. And again, yes, I dealt with anxiety because I was cheated on. I dealt with fear. I dealt with humiliation. I dealt with not being comfortable in my own skin. I dealt with me now losing this person that I created in college for myself, and now losing that individual, right? And now having to refine myself. But it's the best thing that ever happened to me, and I won't change it. I won't change it in a million years. If I can do it again, I would do it again, of course. If I could not cheat, then I would definitely not cheat on her. However, everything that I went through, I completely agree with. I'm happy that I went through the fire, as they would say. And if anyone's going through the same thing, was cheated on, is feeling humiliation, fear, feeling less than, not feeling like you're adequate enough, or not feeling like you're good enough, believe me, you're good enough. Don't let this be the deciding factor in your life. See what you need to see within this. See what you need to work on for yourself, what you may need to work on for the next time you get into a relationship. And that's what it's about. Give yourself grace, love yourself, and know that if I can get through this, you can definitely get through this. Peace, love. Catch y'all next time.